Good morning, welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, my name's Jay. You're watching Thompson's TV, and on the channel today we've got a 1 year onwards review of the DYU A5 foldaway electric bike. I've got a few things to say about it, so carry on watching. There's a few things that DYU maybe need to change on this, but let me just show you about the bike. Obviously you've seen it just come out of the boot of the motor. It nicely folds away, small enough to fit in the boot of any small motor. And I mean, we've only got a little Kia Picanto there, I believe it is. So fits in the boot of that, lovely. Every time I try and film, seagulls are noisy, planes flying over. What do you think of the weather though? The weather is lovely. A couple of days has been banging heat out here. Anyway, let's get back to the bike. So, if you've not seen my last review, head back through the back catalogue and check out the video I've done on it when I unboxed this vehicle, this bike. That was virtually a year ago now, and we're a year on, and I'm just going to give you an updated review on what I think DYU could do better or could make changes to the new bikes. I mean, I've not got a new bike from them. This is no way sponsored in any way. I bought this bike myself to use in the camper. I don't know what their new bikes are like. I've not got one of them. Can't really afford to have one either. So DYU, if you're listening, I wouldn't mind trying a new one of your bikes out, to be honest with you. Yes, so let's get into what I feel should be changed on this bike. Right, okay, so let's just switch this bike on. As you probably already know from if you've watched my last video, if you haven't, like I say, go back through the back catalogue and watch it, unboxed it, put it together and done my first review on it. Let me just show you. I'm not sure you're going to be able to see that screen, to be honest with you. But I have done, oh, we might get it there. There you go. Right, so I have done actually 311 kilometers on this bike. Now, I was actually going to do use this purely for in the back of the van, back of the camper van, when I went to events and just wanted to travel around on a bike. I sort of used it a little bit more than that. I've actually ridden to work on it a few times, well, quite a few times actually, to be honest with you. I only live 4 or 5 kilometers from work, so I use this great means of transport. To be honest with you, I love it. So like I say, I've done 311 kilometers on this bike. I've actually done it with the battery dying, see how long it lasts. And I've done it with the battery full, all of that. The one problem I do have, well, I've actually got 2 problems with this bike, to be honest with you. 2 problems. The first problem I'm going to address is the fact that when the battery runs out, it's a big enough battery on it, don't get me wrong. Let me just show you that. Now on this you can actually lift the seat up like that, and then with the keys you simply unlock the battery like that, and that pulls out, and then that way you can charge it while leaving the bike elsewhere. So yes, it is a big enough battery, as you can see. Let's just lock that back in so that we don't lose it. So yes, big enough battery on it, and it does last for about, I'm going to say probably about 40 mile with my weight. I'm not the smallest guy in the world. Anyway, let's get back to the point I was trying to make. One of the problems I do have with it is the battery when it does run out. Now it does give you a little gauge on screen to tell you when the battery does run out. Let me just show you that. Hopefully I can show you. Again, you might have seen it at the start. There you go, the 3 blocks on the side. Shows you your range that's left. So yeah, that'll show you your range that's left. And it does last quite a while. But when the battery is running out, as I say, when it runs out completely, when you're on that last little bar and it's flashing, that means the battery's running out. Now on this bike, which is a shame really, because it's quite a small bike and it's quite a useful bike, to be honest with you. But it is a shame because you can't disengage the motor. Not to my knowledge, you can disengage that motor. So what that really means is you have to pedal this bike like a normal pedal bike, but you've got the resistance of the motor to fight with, and it's not easy, I tell you. It's like you're in top gear on a normal mountain bike and you're going uphill. There's a lot of resistance on that motor when it's not working. So unless anyone knows differently, I have had a quick look at it, and there's no way of disengaging that motor, which is a shame really, because I think that you should be able to disengage that motor and pedal it like a normal bike. It should freewheel quite freely, which it does to a degree, and it should actually be able to be pedalled like a normal bike, so no resistance from the motor whatsoever. But unfortunately that's not the case with this. That's the first issue I do have with this DYU A5 bike. My second issue, it's not a major issue, this one, not as much as the resistance of the motor when the battery dies. This issue for me is it needs to have gears. Maybe a gearing up front, not necessarily on the rear, just so that you can change it up, because although this is limited to 15.5 mile an hour like they normally all are, when you're pedaling this bike, a slight downhill and you are reaching speeds where you're pedaling quicker than the bike can go, if that makes sense. There's no way of changing up the speed. I mean, there's no way of dropping the motor out of it, if that makes sense. You can ride this bike, but there's only a certain speed you can get up to. I mean, I think I've had 30 kilometers out of this downhill, 32 kilometers an hour downhill, and it's hard work at that. Yes, you can roll and all that sort of stuff, but it's just, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love this bike for getting around town and all that sort of stuff, just riding backwards and forwards to work. It's spot on. I love it. It's nice and small, compact, folds up in, as you see, folds up in the boot of the motor, so there's no issues there. And like I say, I only bought it to go in the back of the camper, and to me it is spot on. Yes, I mean, it's got a horn on it or bell on it or whatever you want to call this, but I don't like using that. It kind of scares the people that you're bibbing to get out of the way. So I'd rather just shout. I think that's a little bit too loud for a little bike like that with a big lump pedaling towards you. So yeah, my two main issues, if anyone out there knows how to do it, is to be able to disengage the motor so you can pedal the bike normally, if there's such a way of doing that, or DYU need to bring one out with maybe a gear change on it as well, so that you can change gear for, you know, a bit more speed. I know the law is 15.5 mile an hour, blah blah, pedal assist, but it's only pedal assist. You can ride that bike, you should be able to ride that bike changing gears without the battery power and ride downhill to the speed you want, really. And then the pedal assist just kicks in when you, I don't know, flick the battery back on or flick the pedal motor, whichever, something like that. So that is my only two snipes with it, I think, something like that. other than that, I think this bike's spot on. Yes, I know it's a year old for me now, and I don't think I'd change it really. I would like to try one of the My riders. I think that could be next to be bought and try. But yeah, as for this, I love it. Love this little DYU bike. Let me just put it down. I'm going to give you a quick spin of the bike, and yeah. So there we have it. One DYU A5 bike, a year on, 311 kilometers ridden, and 2 small changes need to be made. Just 2 small changes. One, DYU, please make a point of being able to disengage the motor when the battery dies. 2, maybe some kind of gearing structure on it, just for when you're going downhill a little bit quicker. Other than that, spot on with that bike. Alright, so if you like that review of the DYU A5 bike, I know it's a year on, but I'm just pointing out a couple of things that need to be changed on it, possibly. Other than that, join my channel, subscribe to my channel for more videos like that, and a whole range of others, because I go camping, we do wild camping, I've got camper builds, I've got food challenges, I've got festivals we go to. So yeah, if you like what you see here, then press that old subscribe button. Subscribe now. Anyway, if you did like that, press the old subscribe button, notification bell, and give me a big thumbs up. And we'll catch you on the flip side.